Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Project Ozone 2 Let's Play series. So since the last episode, I have been fairly busy. First off, I'm sure you noticed that back there. We'll get into that in a moment. But I did go exploring a bit, and I came across some fluid cows. This one we already had, that adamantine one, but we do have a creosote oil cow. We've also got molten copper, we've got liquid blue slime, we've got molten shiny. I was actually really stoked to find that one. Tectonic petroleum, brine, gelid cryotheum, and glue. There was a few others I came across, like molten glass and seared stone and some little kind of dinky things like that. Wasn't too concerned about grabbing those. But I grabbed those because I could see them being useful. And then I've also got, now we have all the flowers. So these over here are 10-10-10s. The only ones that aren't right now are orange tulip and white tulip. It actually took a little while to breed those, but finally got them. And then up here, first off, I took down our sieve that we had set up and all that. But if we climb up here, I've got a couple MV capacitors. So we have 1 million storage in each of those. And then what this is a system of double stacked double water wheels. So if we poke in here, you can see that it's all plugged up right through here. So so that's what we've got going on over here. And altogether, if I recall correctly, this is like 360 RF per tick on each side. So, yeah. It's not too bad for early game power generation, I think. Plus, the main reason I went with it is because I like the aesthetics of it. You know, behind the farm, I think it looks fairly good. And it actually was, it was fairly cheap, realistically. But I think it looks pretty cool. So far, of course, it'll evolve as we build the base out and everything, but I am fairly happy with it so far. And then I've just kind of got water running around, and it just kind of runs off the edge right now because I don't have, you know, anything there to catch it right now. Also, I trimmed back some of the walls a little bit, so maybe we won't have slimes jumping down today. I hope. Fingers crossed. But anyways, oh, another thing. There was actually an update for the pack. I think it was today at the time of recording this. It was today, and needless to say, it brought back hardcore questing mode. So I did go ahead and enable it, and I went ahead and went into HQM edit and just caught us up on quests. And then I just threw the items off the edge because, you know. But anyways, we do have a quest here completed for beta, because I know there was a lot of requests to do it in HQM mode, but up until now it wasn't in the pack, but it was just brought back. So, but anyways, we have this quest completed here, and we'll go ahead and take that. It's just a quarter heart and a chance cube, so not all that great of a reward. Kind of junk. Oh, but I still have these better questing hearts. Alright, but anyways, today, like I said last episode, I want to get into... We have a ton of iron, by the way. An absolute ton of iron. I went ahead and made it all up because we're going to be making a few anvils today and different things, so I figured we would need it. And I also made up some electrum and invar because I knew we were going to need that as well. And I also just plugged up a drum, crafted a drum, and just hooked up an iron pipe to it. To pull out all the creosote for us. I thought about putting a hopper up on here, but I was like, well, I'll wait. Because I don't know how much iron I'm actually going to need this episode. It's going to be a lot. But anyways, today, like I said, I want to go ahead and get into actually setting up an automatic ore processing system. You know, at least kind of get it started. I do have a transfer node up here, the world interaction upgrade, just making some cobble for us. This sieve's not going to stay here. This is just, I brought it up here, you know. And I've got some, I'm using MV wires for all of this, but I may end up having to make some more MV wires. And I also made up some more transfer pipes. We may need some more of those. We'll see. And I will say that our ore processing system will expand on it more as time goes on. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing that I'm going to want is just some automatic hammers. These are Invar pistons. Oh, I almost forgot those take red alloy ingots. Yeah, we'll start with 4 hammers, and we'll see where we want to go with it from there. Most of this stuff is realistically very, very cheap to craft. Let me grab the rest of this iron out of here. I will say that this is going to be fairly expensive. But if you have the sieve, it's not too bad. You know, you can kind of build up as you do. I was just doing agricraft and building. And then I would hammer down some stuff and get more materials. But it will be fairly expensive today, so just a heads up. But luckily, after we spend this big bulk of resources, we're not going to have to worry too much about resources moving forward. At least not as bad. I still feel like things like gold and stuff, because I'm not going to do fortune and speed upgrades and all that in there, because it just costs too much RF that I don't have, you know, the power to actually run that. Oh, I'm out of Invar. Okay, let me see. I think I've got some more nickel. Okay, I'm going to let that cook up for a minute. And I guess I could always move this up there just to get that extra, like, 4 RF per tick or whatever. This I'm probably not going to run, honestly. Yeah, so I might move that up here in just a bit. But anyways, we've got a couple hammers, so let's go ahead and set these up. We'll set these up, like, right here. And I will say that this build will change in the future once we have access to stuff like sag mills and things like that. But right now we have to go really, really old school, because I don't believe, I haven't actually checked, but I don't believe that we can actually just craft up a sag mill. No, we can't. QED is needed for that. What's actually the recipe for the QED? Realistically, it's not terrible, but it's also not really reasonable at the moment for us, I don't think. I'll tell you what, we're just going to plug our power up right into here like that. There we go. So these are getting power. Okay, these are both going to use 40 RF per tick. So realistically, I could run hammers on one set of wheels and sieves on another, and probably a furnace once we have access to some kind of electrical furnace. So that would be a-okay. And oh, you know what I'm out of? I'm out of transfer nodes. Yeah, we'll be going with the ender pearl. I don't like using these ender pearls, but at the same time, I mean, those are going to be coming in, and that's what, 4 ender lily seeds? So that's not that bad. Alright, so there we go. We've got transfer nodes now. And kind of what I'm thinking is, because I'm going to want gravel, sand, and dust all being ran. So I'm kind of thinking we have like 3 hammers here. You know, one feeds into a sieve, and the other 2 feed into additional hammers that create sand. And then from there, it'll be 2 hammers. One will feed into a sieve, one will feed down and make dust. Is kind of what I'm thinking. I think that would be the best option that we have at the moment. So we're going to pull our cobblestone out. We'll put it here. We'll go ahead and throw this in there because I don't need that. These things are fairly slow, but we can put speed upgrades into them. And there we go. So those are getting things right now. Tell you what, I wonder if I put speed upgrades into those, if it would be worth the difference in power. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put all 6 speed upgrades into one of these. It's going to be a little bit more power than an additional save, but then I can have this one running, you know, really, really fast. This one's just going to feed straight into a sieve. We'll just use this one, in fact. And we'll set this sieve up like right here. We'll say, okay, transfer node comes out, feeds into this sieve. Great, it's getting gravel. That's perfect. And then I'm going to have to connect up this power, and I'm going to need more MV cable. I guess I could have just taken that transfer node as well, since I'm not actually using that right now. Like, I took the world interaction upgrade out of it because I didn't really want to make another one right now, honestly, because they're kind of expensive. Yeah, we'll just plug that up. Alright, so that's going to start sieving gravel for us. Great. And I'm not going to worry about speed upgrades and all that within these at the moment. And so now we need more hammers. Okay, I'm going to need more Invar. I think all in all, I'm going to need 5 hammers. You know, at first, this may not even process the materials all the way through and cook them and break them, you know, take the gravel pieces and break them down into sand pieces and then break that sand pieces down into dust. I don't know if it's going to do all that today because I don't know if we're going to have the resources realistically to do that. But I would just like to automate, you know, the actual process of creating the stuff. If nothing else, yeah, I mean, that's like, we're almost out of iron. All that iron that I created, we're almost out of it. I do have some more in the smelter right now, but and kind of what I'm thinking is we'll have a transfer pipe down here, but we're going to go ahead and, can I not break that connection? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like this gravel's going to be able to get into here. This is going to stay filled with cobblestone at all times, so so that's going to send it into this. But yeah, so we'll just send all that into there, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just plug our power cables up like that. So this will start getting power. Great. And it's going to start crushing that down. I'm going to need more power cables already, but it is making sand, so that's awesome. And then what we'll do is we'll just plug up our transfer node here, piping along, and we're going to need another sieve, and we'll set up our hammer, our last hammer, like right there. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to need transfer nodes and 2 more sieves. And actually, I think we're going to have to cook down the last little bit of our gold. I mean, I've got a little bit more that I can make that I can kind of just barely squeeze out. Gold is tough to get. And you use Electrum so much. Alright, and there's our MV. I still haven't made any HV. We might make that today just to finish out that immersive engineering quest. Because we're not really doing a whole lot of quests today. We're basically just trying to get ores. Oh, but look at this. This is making all kinds of stuff. We still got to get the items out of this, though. But I'll tell you what, we're actually going to switch this. And I'm going to run the power onto the top, I think. So we'll do just like that. That way I can just kind of run it along, you know, to each of these. And we'll just plug in our cables, just like that. So now this is going to start processing sand. Yeah, you will notice, I mean, this isn't making materials all that quickly right now. It's really, really not. Blood moon, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it here. And then we'll just plug in our power to this. Go ahead and connect that up. And then I just want to, once again, transfer node over. I guess we'll just do like that. Alright, it's going to start hammering out the sand, and we should start getting dust, and then we'll just send the dust out to here. There we go, and that's running. Awesome. So, I mean, at least right now it's processing all this stuff. We're just not actually utilizing it at the moment. Alright, I'll tell you what we can do. We can make a compactor. It is a little bit expensive. It takes 4 pistons, some red alloy wire, and a crafting table. Red alloy wire is just crafted like this. So we'll go ahead and snag that, and then we're going to need 4 more red alloy ingots. Oh god, it hurts so bad. Ah. Okay. We'll go ahead and throw this in there. There's our pistons, and then, oh yeah, crafting table. There's that. There's our compactor. Awesome stuff. And then let me just snag a bunch of wood. We're going to need, realistically, we're going to need an absolute ton of it. Because I want to make some storage drawers. So we'll just do oak. That's fine. I mean, wood is probably the least expensive, I think. And let's see. Ooh. God. Okay. Yeah, we're going to... Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be making a drawer controller today. I can already tell you that. We'll set it up like right here, I think. So we'll have all these drawers lined up. And of course, all this is temporary, you know. We'll adjust this. But as far as tech goes, we're very early game, so I kind of have to be sparing with resources and stuff. Okay, I tell you what, we're gonna take like, because I looked at compacting drawers. I'm not gonna be able to do those yet. We're gonna take things that we aren't going to compact, like flint, and we'll throw that into here. We'll take emeralds, throw that in here, diamonds, lapis, guy stone. Pretty much every one of these drawers is going to be filled with junk that we're not going to compress. Also, there's a couple seeds from this that haven't come up yet. Let's lay out our transfer nodes with our wrench here. And we'll just kind of cycle them around through here. And I'm going to go ahead and break the connections so that basically it only... Yeah, we're going to tell these transfer nodes that it can only go in the specified directions. So basically it tells it, okay, you can only go in this direction, and it wraps it... Oh, this one's wrong. Okay. And it wraps it around just like that. Okay. And so then it would kind of wrap around and hit the compactor after that. You know, after it's ran its course through all of that, then it would go to the compactor. Because we kind of want that to be like the last stop that it can reach. So we'll put that like right here, I think. And we'll just bring our transfer pipes around like that. So anything else will go to the compactor. Or we'll say only 2x2. Yeah, because that's all we're going to be running through here. Always on, recursive compacting. Okay, so that's good. Let's see, did we get... There's cactus seeds. And then we're actually going to need another transfer node. But we'll just pull these items out. And let me go grab that. And then we'll just plug all of this. Oh my gosh, I'm one short. Are you serious? Okay, so everything that's not... You know, not those. It should go into here. So we'll give it a minute. And what does speed upgrades cost, by the way? Okay, but it is getting that crushed stuff. Okay, that's the main thing. I'm not as concerned right now about actually getting it processed, because what I'm thinking is we'll probably have it go through here and then get filtered out if it's not, you know, the dust versions. You know, like the finalized version. Probably have it filter out. Otherwise, it'll go through, it'll get a hammer, and then it'll get filtered back in, I think. So... Which that, I really don't have the recipe. I mean, I don't have the materials right now to do all of that due to the Invar costs and stuff like that. And Electrum, I mean, I'm pretty much shot on that stuff right now. So then let's go ahead and connect this power up. And there we go. I mean, it's shot through that stuff. It's got all this gravel here and stuff for us. So it is working. And then what I'll do for right now... Okay, you know what? I'm going to make... I was going to make an iron chest, but I might as well make it out of copper. Realistically, that would be cheaper for us at the moment, because I've got a copper cow. Copper's nothing. So what we'll do, and I do have transfer, okay. For right now, we'll just have the items that come into the compactor, we'll have them sent, you know, once it's done with them, it's just going to send them right up here. That'll be fine. Okay, so the stuff's getting shipped out now. I mean, we're still going to have to crush it. Right now, we'll have to crush it by hand and cook it by hand. That's fine. I don't mind, you know, doing that. Because, like I said, I just don't have the resources at the moment to even attempt... full auto processing to that degree. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll get another thing of LV cables, and then we'll get our HV. Ta-da-da! Quest complete. Cool. Alright. So we'll go ahead and take this reward bag, because we actually haven't gotten any reward bags today. Connectors. We've got MV. Yeah, that stuff I'm not going to worry about this episode. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this thing. We got 5 invisible bedrock from artifacts. That's dinky. Alright, well, we'll throw that back in there. And anyways, I think with that, I'm probably going to end out the episode. Next episode, we'll probably wrap this up. Alright, and with that, I think that's everything. At least it comes to mind at the moment. I'll keep an eye on these transfer nodes. But everything seems to be good so far. So, and this thing has actually chunked out quite a bit. I mean, we've got 3 different sets of gold. We've got gold sand, dust and gravel. I mean, it's actually a lot of resources. And realistically, we could go and we could grab, you know, all this junk, all this loose junk that we've got. You know, it's all stuff I haven't really had the time or interest to bother with, really. Most of it's all like little minor dinky things and all that, but we could grab all of this stuff. I will say that that chest isn't going to last very long. I can already tell you. But we can take all this stuff and just start chucking it into here. It does require a little bit of RF, you know, to change this stuff over into blocks. But it's actually not that much. You'll notice, I mean, it's barely even draining this power. Now, it does actually run a risk of filling up, getting backed up and all that. So you will kind of have to keep an eye on it. Because technically, it's possible with this compactor that it could get backed up and then items from over there not having a place to go, and then they'll start spewing out. But for this early in the game, this stage in the game and everything, I think this will be pretty useful for us. But yeah, next episode when we come back, we will definitely, you know, hit the quest book again and hopefully make some pretty good progress in that is my goal. So, because we'll have the resources to do it, I would like to start getting into maybe a bit deeper into immersive engineering as well as some magnetic craft. And it's possible we may even start dabbling ever so slightly into Botania, we shall see. Or maybe even craft the QED. I don't know for sure, but we'll cross that bridge once we get there. I'm hoping to get a bit of this stuff done, maybe even get into like redstone plants and stuff like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. I will say that I am very happy with this right now. It will definitely make our lives so much easier. Oh wow, we're up to 4 diamonds. We've got 20 redstone. We got 66 electrotine. Yeah, this is definitely gonna help. I do believe. And we're actually getting a lot of gold. Like, I wasn't getting that much gold before when I was hand sieving stuff. But now it's like, here's some gold. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date, you know, with upcoming videos and everything like that. And until next time, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you guys next week for some more Project Ozone.